Oh, hey, didn't see you there. Sorry. I'm just reading one of my favorite stories. It's The Adventure of Sir G. It's a storybook math word problem adventure story. I know. Why don't you guys check it out with me?
Once upon a time in the land of Hawk, the village people were having some math problems. So they enlisted the help of a knight named Sir G. Sir G went throughout the land and helped the people solve their math problems whenever he could. This is their story. Carmelo the baker was trying to work with Lena the gardener to make some specialty pies. Together, they made 25 strawberry pies. Friday, they sold 10 of them to the candlestick maker Wayne, and on Saturday, they sold 8 of the pies to Lady Olivia. How many pies do they have left to sell on Sunday? Well, let's figure this out. So the first thing we need to do is look through our story and find the information it gives us. So, I know that in our story, we are making some strawberry pies. So we have Carmelo the baker and Lena the gardener. Together, they made 25 of those strawberry pies. Friday, they sold 10 of them to the candle maker Wayne, and on Saturday, they sold 8 of the pies to Lady Olivia. They want us to know how many pies do they have left on Sunday. Well, we can set up a T-chart for this. So, knowing who made the pies doesn't matter in this problem, but looking at the information provided, we know that it is important to know about Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. On Friday, they sold 10 pies. On Saturday, they sold 8 pies, and we need to figure out how many they have left to sell on Sunday. So we can do some math. We can add Friday and Saturday together, and we know that they sold a total of 18 pies between Friday and Saturday. And now it's asking us what's left. Well, when we look at what's left, that usually tells us that this is going to be a subtraction problem. So we need to subtract the 25 total pies that they have minus the 18 pies they sold, so we can figure out what they have left. So doing our math, we can't do 8 minus 5, so we're going to have to go next door, borrow. But we know 8 minus 15 is going to be 7. 1 minus 1 is 0. So we are going to have 7 pies left over. Nolan the banker was having trouble with inflation. He wanted to buy one of those strawberry pies from the baker and the gardener, but the prices kept changing. On Friday, the pies cost $2.75. On Saturday, the pies cost $4.35. And on Sunday, the pies cost $6.55. How much did the banker spend if he bought 2 pies on Saturday and 1 pie on Sunday? Well, let's go in and underline our information. We know on here that Friday, pies cost $2.75. On Sunday, they cost $6.55. And on Saturday, the pies cost $4.35. So now we need to figure out what it's asking us. So how much did the banker spend if he bought 2 pies on Saturday and 1 pie on Sunday? Well, I know we can set up a chart for this information. So looking at the question, it's asking us about Saturday and Sunday. So that means we don't need to worry about the cost of the pies on Friday. So starting our chart, we can have Saturday and Sunday. And I know that on Saturday, pies cost $4.35. And on Saturday, the pies cost $6.55. Well, now we have the price of 1 pie for each day, but we need to see how much he spent buying 2 pies on Saturday and just 1 pie on Sunday. So to do that, we can just leave this as it is, but we need to buy another pie on Saturday. So we can take away another $4.35. So now that we have the total of 3 pies that he bought, we need to figure out how much he spent in total. To do that, we need to add up column Saturday and add it to column Sunday to find our total. So I know that when we add both of those pies together, 5 plus 5 is 10. Carry the 1, 3 and 3 is 6, plus 1 is 7. Bring down our decimal point, and 4 plus 4 is going to be 8. Bring down our little money symbol, and the $6.55 can actually stay. So now we need to add those together. So taking our $6.55 and adding our $8.70 to it, we know 5 plus 0 is 5. Then our 5 plus 7 is going to be 12. Carry the 1. 6 plus 1 is 7. 8 plus 7 is going to be 15. But we need to make sure that we bring down our decimal point and we bring down our money symbol. So we know that the banker spends $15.25 buying 2 pies on Saturday and 1 pie on Sunday. Dylan the guard was having trouble counting all the dragons. He saw 10 dragons arrive on Monday morning, 8 more dragons arrived during lunch, and at dinner time half of the dragons left. How many dragons does Dylan the guard have to report to Queen Hawk? Well, let's help Dylan with his report. So going through here, we can underline all our information. We know that he saw 10 dragons arrive on Monday morning, 8 more dragons arrived during lunch, and at dinner time, half of the dragons left. Well, it's asking us, how many dragons does Dylan the guard have to report to Queen Hawk? Well, going through here, let's write down our equation from our words. So we know that he saw 10 dragons arrive on Monday morning. It doesn't matter about the Monday morning. That's a little bit of extra information. The 10 dragons is what's important. Then 8 dragons arrived during lunch, and it tells us 8 more dragons. So when we see more, we know that we're going to do addition. So we're going to take our 10 original dragons and we're going to add 8 more to that. And now we see that at dinner time, half of the dragons left. Well, we know we can close off that math problem because that is going to be the original number we are working with. We are doing step 1, step 2, then step 3. So we have step 1, the original. Step 2 is what we added to it, and we need to keep those together for our new total. And then we need to do step 3. So it tells us that at dinner time, half of the dragons left. Well, I know when it tells us that half the dragons left, we are dividing by 2, because 2 is our halves. Because we have 2 groups to have halves. 1/2 plus 1/2 equals 1 whole. So dividing by 2 is going to be our expression. But can we solve it just like this? No. We have to work our problem out from step 1 to 2 to 3 to find our answer. So I know doing step 1 plus step 2, 10 plus 8 is going to get us 18. Now we can do step 3. So we need to divide that total by 2. And I know that 18 divided by 2 is going to be 9, because 9 plus 9 is going to be 18. So we checked our work. Dylan the guard needs to report 9 dragons to Queen Hawk. The 2 village wizards were arguing about who worked more hours. Together, they worked 40 hours that week. Wizard Honesty worked 3/4 of those hours by herself. How many hours did the wizard Taz work to get their total of 40 hours? So this is going to be a critical thinking question. We need to take what they have and figure out what they're missing. So let's go and underline our information. Together, they worked 40 hours that week. So they have a total of 40 hours. Wizard Honesty worked 3/4 of those hours by herself. It's asking us how many of those hours did the Wizard Taz work to get to their total of 40 hours. Well, looking in our word problem, I see of. And I know when a problem's asking us of something, we're going to multiply. So of equals multiply. So we have 3/4 of those hours, and those hours are the 40 hours they worked. So we have 3/4 of 40 hours. So we know that we can do our math here. Can we just multiply straight across? No. We need to change our whole number into a fraction. To do that, we can change our 40 into 40 over 1, or 40 whole pieces. Now that we have 2 fractions, we can multiply across. 4 times 1 is going to be 4. Keep our fraction bar. And now we have to do 3 times 40. Well, I know 3 times 4 is 12. And using our rules of tens, we can carry that 0 over. So now we have 120 over 4, or 120 fourths. Are we done here? No. This is an improper fraction. It's improper because our numerator is larger than our denominator. So we need to change it to be a mixed number, or to see if we can simplify it. And to do that, we can take our fraction and read it as a math problem. So I can take 120, our fraction bar means to divide, by 4. So now, let's do some division. So we can't do 4 out of 1, but we can take 4 out of 12. And so we can take 4 out of 12 3 times. And 4 times 3 is going to be 12. 12 minus 12 is 0. We still have a tens to go, so we can actually bring that up. So 3/4 of 40 hours is going to be a total of 30 hours. Are we done here? Did we answer what they asked us? No. We found out how many hours the Wizard Honesty worked. Now we need to figure out how many hours the Wizard Taz worked to get to the total of 40. So to do that, we can take our original total hours minus the 30 hours Wizard Honesty worked to find how much is left for the Wizard Taz to do. 0 minus 0 is still 0, and 4 minus 3 is going to be 1. So the Wizard Taz has 10 hours to work to get to our total of 40 hours. After helping all of the village people with their math problems, Sir G had to travel to a new village who needed help. As he was beginning his travel to the next village, he knighted Lady Hannon to take over the role of the village math solver. The end.